Alright, so heading home from work, and it is still Tuesday, October 6th, 2015. So what we're talking about now is the word transmute came to my head. And again, you guys know that oftentimes I do these when something has happened, some situation came up or whatever. And so tonight is not any different. So had not a situation. Situation sounds so serious, Like, is everything okay? Was anyone hurt? No. But, just an experience. And then it showed me that when we start to experience love in our lives more and more and more and more and more, and we learn to it starts with self, right? So we've learned to give ourselves love and receive love from ourselves, as silly as that sounds. And that's the first thing. And you can't do anything for anyone else on that principle until you've done it for yourself. And so then that starts to move out and about and manifest in your daily life and your different dealings and interactions with people. And then it comes to another point where you have to go back to when you were learning about this self-love. One aspect of that was, so we'll take an example of saying, say you have some negative feeling about yourself, and then you've learned, and we're always still learning. You don't master it to this point where you're like, okay, that's never going to come up again. But you've learned over time and different experiences how to look at your own, what you might think of as shortcomings, and instead of judge them or be critical of yourself or anything like that, you learn how to transmute. And so you look at the situation, you look at what your responses were, you look at your reactions to things, and whatever it is that is making you think, that wasn't so great for me to be that way. And you don't just do that, you take it and you shape it somehow. So whatever it was, you take the situation, you think about it, rather, you can't take it. You think about, however you can, you take the energy of it somehow, you take the truth of it somehow, and you use that as, it's a seed. It's a seed for something. And as just a seed, it's useless, really. But then when you apply love in there, you're nurturing now, and it develops, and you help it to blossom into something else. And so I can't think of any real example. If I can, by the end of this recording, I'll just stick it in. But so anyway, when you've learned how to kind of do this thing in your own life with your own self, then when you deal with people, you deal with them from the heart in the same way. So if they're coming at you with what looks like clearly something that it looks like an unworkable situation, it doesn't look like anything. Well, we understand that with love, all things are possible. And not to sound all hokey, cheesy or anything, but that is the truth. That is the strength. That is the power of love. That is the quality of love. To take something that looks like a pile of shit, basically, and to say, no, this can become something else. This is going to be something more. This is going to, and even shit can be used, manure can be used as fertilizer, right? So getting back to that whole seed and everything reference. But so if you're dealing with a person and it's become not even a practice, because that sounds like a mental exercise, but it's become a way of life now to just have love flow throughout the course of your days, and your time alone with your own thoughts and feelings, and you've become getting used to bringing that lovingness into it. Well, now when somebody comes up on you, and it just seems like and sometimes it seems like people are intentionally trying to be impossible. Well, you understand now. You can step out of it. You don't have to attach. You don't have to just get sucked emotionally into the drama of situations, because that's the easy way out. That's kind of the punk way out. If you're dealing with love, that's a punk way. Love is strong. Love is like, not on my watch. So, because sometimes people, because remember, the things that we do, there's reason behind why people do what they do, beyond just the surface, whatever. You look at a person and you say, well, this person does this because this, and whatever's obvious. Okay, well, what else? See, it's not just the obvious that any monkey can be able to perceive or discern. There's more. Now, the thing is this: you can exhaust yourself if a person is persistent in always setting up impossible situations, and like impossible meaning that when they deal with you, it's always coming from a place of, I don't want to work with you, I don't want to deal with you, I don't want to interact with you, I don't want to communicate with you, cooperate with you, come together, commune with you. If somebody's coming at you with that kind of energy, then you see it for that. If that's really what's happening consistently, then you have to take into consideration your own energy, okay? Because even Jesus said, you don't throw your pearls before swine, and that's not a judgment. That's not calling people dirty, rotten pigs. But what it's saying is, as far as it depends upon you and your level of well-being, always, and you never stop giving love. But as far as a concentrated effort to give a specific person love, if they're always blocking it, well, then that's a different story. In that case, you just, in your heart, you wish them well, but realize, they're dealing with some issues and you can't help. But you can still, and what you can do, and what will happen is, if you are persistent in trying to help, you're going to lose energy. And that's going to manifest in ways that won't feel good to you. So, now, that's probably not most of the people we deal with. Probably most of the people we deal with are not coming at us constantly and consistently with, fuck off, I hate you. And those are the people that we're going to talk about now. So, and remember too that, love is like the sunshine, right? The sun is shining down, but it's not forcing anything. right? The sun isn't, it's doing what it does. And so we don't force. But when we're dealing with people, we have to realize that if it's not that situation that we just mentioned, or it's all bad all the time, just realize that if you're coming from a place of love and you sink into it, this isn't a mental exercise that you have to come up with some magical whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you totally submerge yourself into whatever love is, you'll realize that people are hurting. People are fearful. People are anxious. People are confused. And all of that. And then if you come from a place of love, and you're dealing with a person like that, well, then your loving energy may help them, may help to ease up that tension in them, that whatever it is. It's not going to solve all their problems immediately like that, but it can have a good effect. So, what you do, so we'll get back to the beginning of this, which was, you take that energy that's coming from a person, which is just, it's not evil, and you take it and you realize it for what it is. It's not demonic or something like that, evil and whatever. And realize that in your hands, you can work with whatever the situation is and work it into a thing that is workable. I feel like I'm speaking in code, and I'm really sorry, because sometimes we speak in generalities, because when you get too specific about things, then it's gonna leave out other people, it's gonna leave out situations. Anyway, so what am I trying to say in clear English, if that's even possible? So maybe we can make it something that's really understandable. So say you're dealing with somebody that's jealous of you, okay? They don't hate you. They don't even dislike you. But, maybe you excel in certain areas, or you seem to just have things that they don't have, or whatever it is, and they feel some kind of resentment or something toward you. Okay, so first of all, if you've already been dealing with in love with yourself and stuff, you're going to come from a place of love now. You're not going to jump right to it. That bitch, fuck her, she's jealous of me, fuck her, I don't care. Anyway, hold on a second. I'm going to get in the turning lane. So if somebody's jealous of you, well, then that speaks to them. Come on, mister. Sometimes I really get concerned over these 80, 90-year-olds driving cars, especially now. It's almost, it's dusk now. It's getting dark, and these people can't even fucking see, and just is doing simple driving maneuvers seems to be an insurmountable task for some of these oldsters. It's like, dude, maybe you should put the car keys up when the sun's not shining, and then you should put them up when the sun's shining, probably in a year or two, because you know what, you're putting everybody in danger. Anyway, get back to the subject. So if a person is jealous of you, that's not about you. So don't take it personally. Don't be dumb. Come on now, really, if you don't have enough wherewithal in yourself, then you're just a punk, okay? If somebody's jealous of you, that means they're feeling like incompetent or something inside themselves in comparison to you, okay? They're feeling, yeah, on the face of it, it's just ugly. Yes, we'll agree. Nobody likes dealing with people who are jealous, because that manifests in ugly ways. But look beyond that, okay? They got stuff they're dealing with. So you don't even, because if you fall into it and you start taking things personally, you're already gonna fuck up your own self. You're only gonna mess things up for yourself. Be bigger than that, okay? We're trying to do something here, right? We're trying to grow. We're trying to evolve or whatever, understand, come to some newer awareness and not the same old tired shit anymore. She said this or she thinks that. You know what? You just, no. So we realize that if people are really genuinely jealous of us or envious, they're feeling not good enough. And that's the truth of it. And even if it's coming out as being a bitchy or petty or whatever it is, those issues would need to be dealt with, okay? So if somebody's jealous of you and she's actually causing problems for you, well, you need to address those, but not in an emotional, over-the-top, whining, crying, complaining to everybody like a baby. Okay, if somebody's jealous and they're causing problems for you, you need to step up and handle your shit. That's true. No doubt. No doubt. Handle your business. Get it taken care of. Don't let people do stuff to you that is harmful to you. If it has to do with your livelihood, your job, it has to do with, relationships and things that you're in, and if people are doing things that are trying to fuck up your shit, then you got to deal with that. But you just deal with it. You don't get all immersed in the drama of it. You just deal with it. But then you look at it from the other angle too, which is this person has got some issues inside, and they have not been courageous enough to go in there and work them out. And it's easier for people to look at others and say, well, she's got this and I don't. If people are lazy and they do that stuff, well, if I had what she had, I would. Yeah, okay, whatever. It just means that that somebody's not working out their shit. That doesn't mean that you have to be a dope about it. And but anyway, so we just really want to let love come into it and say, you know what, this person feels shitty. And that's at the core of it. They feel shitty about themselves. And, you look like you can do no wrong, and that doesn't make them feel good. And so, in that way, you can be loving, and in that kind of situation, love is, we're going to say, useful. Although we don't want to think of love as something that we utilize like we do it, but for, semantics, sake, we'll just say it's useful for everyone involved, even for yourself, for your own preservation, your own well-being, the other person's well-being. And many friendships have started just that way. How many times, you hear somebody say, oh, I couldn't stand that person at first, and then they're best of friends or whatever, And so if somebody has extended love and then just kind of worked it out, transmuting whatever the negative energy, we'll call it negative energy, out into something else, well, then so much the better. And then everybody does well. And even if the other person, even if it doesn't look like a person is responding to not your love, it's not yours. It's something that you would allow to flow through you. And even if a person is not responding to it, so what? That's okay. because you're still doing good toward yourself. Okay? You're doing something good for yourself. So whatever another person does after or whatever, that's their business. And we just keep on shining like the sun, you know? And that's it. And this has been 20 minutes and we're done. Bye.